Bar chords are gnarly. It's time we de-gnarlify them right here, right now. Let's get going. First of all, I recommend working on the bar chord on the 2nd fret, not the 1st fret. The 1st fret, the strings are a little higher because of the nut. So the bar chord is a hard enough chord already. Why not make it easier on yourself where you can? The bar chord involves your entire arm, and the idea is to hold all 4 strings down with your finger in 1 fret space. So your finger needs to be parallel to the frets. See what happens when I hold my elbow out? It delivers my finger to the fretboard at an angle. Elbow in and right in my ribs, delivers my finger so it's parallel to the fretboard. Hi, I'm Ukulele Clare. This is my co-host Tim, and together we've helped hundreds of people tune into their inner ukulelean and get the bar chord down. I want to acknowledge that there are many ways of doing everything, so noodle around and see what works best for you and your unique physiology and learning process. Now notice my thumb pad is resting on the back of the ukulele. I'm pinching it against the middle knuckle of my index finger. This allows me to make the best use of the hard and soft parts of my finger to really mash those strings down. My index finger is on edge rather than on the flat part. It's just easier. It's an easier position for my wrist. It's a more natural position, and it allows me to get those fingers up to the top 2 strings, which is where the very common B chord spots are found. You'll notice that my finger is not ramrod straight. It doesn't need to be. It's just using the natural curve of my fingers, but I am not touching the fret that's below the fingers. You really want to stay off that fret. I recommend against bending your finger at this knuckle to make the B chord. Some people can do this. Again, whatever works best for you. But this does not make it easy to make other chords. It's just not the best use of your strength and the hand physiology. Give it a karate chop. Put the side of your finger, pinch your thumb right behind the knuckle. Slam that middle finger down to help that finger hold it in place. And here's the final exam to see if you've got it right. Do all the strings ring out? Or is there a thump or a thud? You need to figure out how to reallocate the pressure. So take some pressure from one spot and put it in another, and make sure that you're getting a good ring on all the strings. If you'd like to help others find this video, give it a like and subscribe. And please do let me know in the comments if you have any ideas for future videos, for anything that you would like me to cover. So just this bar, without any other fingers. This is a chord. It's the B minor 7th chord, and it's a fairly common chord. So simplify things and maybe just work on that B minor 7th chord. Get that bar down so you can get all the strings to ring. Pay attention to how it feels, because your hand needs to learn how the proper bar chord feels so it can just fly there in mid-song. Remember, the more slowly you practice, the more quickly you become a faster player. Once you get the chord down, practice with the other chords that surround it in the song. We'll be using 5'2", and there's a B7 chord in it surrounded by the G and the E7. So we'll practice those 3 chords together to make sure that we can make that song flow smoothly. We're going to find the quickest and most efficient way to help our fingers fly from the G chord to the B7 chord. So starting with the G chord, go nice and slowly, just start to lift them up. Notice how my hand slides down a little bit to help get that finger in the right position on the 2nd fret space. If I'm making the B chord, see how my next 2 fingers are already aiming themselves toward that position to make that B chord. My middle finger, of course, is very helpfully leaning back on that index finger to help it out. I might go back and forth between those two chords for a while, noticing how my hand slides back up the neck. My elbow goes out. To get to that B chord, again, my elbow goes in to make that finger parallel to the chord. Just noticing all the little details, because your body will soon incorporate all of these into its core movement of how to make a bar chord. Now we're going to go from the B7 to the E7. Same thing. I'm lifting my fingers up already. I'm sliding up, and my index finger's reaching out. These two fingers are curling in because they know that those are the spots for the E7. I go back to the B7. I slide back down, elbow goes in, bada boom. Go to the E7, lift up, slides up, elbow out, boom, I get that E7. So just going back and forth. When you're ready, we'll play the song 5'2" together. I've got the metronome set at 95 beats a minute. You can speed up or slow down this video using the little gear at the bottom of your screen. Let's see how it sounds. 5'2", eyes of blue, but oh, what those 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turned up nose, turned down hose, never had no other beau. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into 5'2", covered in fur, diamond ring, all those things, bet your life it isn't her. Could she love? Could she woo? Could she coo? Has anybody seen? Has anybody seen? Has anybody seen my gal? All right, nice job. So take notice of anywhere where you experienced any hesitations or errors, and go back and sweep them up, and soon that song will be flowing from your fingertips. If this video was helpful, click like and subscribe, and that way others can find it more easily. Pop a note in the comments section if there's another topic you'd like me to make a video on, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.